So the media got everybody head fucked up, right? The media got everybody thinking that America has a black people problem. So everybody feels it's their place to critique the black community and talk about us like we children, right? Like we're just unruly kids who can't get their shit together. Like we're just I don't know, pick a term, right? So the media got you fucked up, right? You know, the black community, black issues, black this, black that, right? But when you look at the world and its real problems, if you strip away the labels, right? You got alt right, you got MAGA, you got the leftists, you got trans, you got gay, you got LBGTQ and sex trafficking and pedophilia and all this extra shit, right? And when you dive deep into that and you pay attention and you strip away all those labels, you just got white people going ham, right? Oh, trannies shooting up schools and shit. Okay. But they're white though, right? Oh, sex trafficking and shit. But they're white though, right? Crazy leftists, but they're white though, right? Alt right, white, MAGA, white, right? The majority of these people behind these labels that everybody love to throw around so much is white, right? But nobody don't talk about white on white crime or even political violence. That's white. Charlie Kirk was killed by another white person. All right, but we're gonna gloss over that. You feel me? So people like to turn their attention to our community. Oh, the black community, the black community, the black community. Like we're such a mess, and we just are out of control, right? Like everybody else is so perfect. They don't have any problems. They don't have any problems on their community that they need to focus on, that they need to fix. No, 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 no. We don't have problems. We're perfect. We're a perfect people. We're Jesus like, right? Do you see the picture? Don't you have the picture hang on your wall? We're Jesus. We're God-like figures walking the earth among you peons or insignificant humans, right? Mm, okay. So our problems don't matter because our problems are not like your problems, and our problems don't matter because our problems is our business, right? That's how they look at their problems on their side, right? When it comes to them and their community, you're not allowed to critique their community. You're not allowed to say anything about anything when it comes to their community, right? But if something happens to one of us, I mean, we can do challenges, make memes. We got freedom of speech, right? I can say whatever I want. This is America. But when something happens to one of them, by one of them, you can't say anything about it. If you're not saying what the narrative is or what they want you to say or what the media is pushing, then you can't say anything, right? You can't have your own opinion on the situation. No, 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 no. You have to say what we agree with. If you say something that we don't agree with, uh, you know, bad things can happen. You can lose your career. You can lose your funding. You can lose your status in society, right? Because we feel this way, and you have to feel this way too. Because if you don't feel the way that we feel, then you're wrong, right? So, you know what I mean? But we've been seeing this. This has been in the works. So, they want to take away your Second Amendment, right? And now they're going to take away your First Amendment, but they're going to camouflage it under hate speech. Right? I mean, I'm a black person. People been on this internet and on these airways, just, you know, traveling to campus and going to schools and basically holding rallies and saying whatever they want to say about us. Right? Nobody consider it hate speech. This is America. It's freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You hear me? About those black ones. You know what I mean? Because you know if something happened to them, they didn't do nothing. Right? Okay. Oh, this some tranny shit. That tranny is white though. Right? The shooter is white. The tranny is white. The victim is white. Right? The they shot up the school. Right? Oh, a gay person, tranny person, white though. Right? This is what I'm saying. It's that white on white crime that nobody talks about because we camouflage it and we hide it under labels. Right? You know, it's a gay person. It's a tranny person. It's a leftist. It's a alternative alt-right person. You know what I mean? So what you're saying is that you're not gonna say, "Oh, this is a white person," because anytime somebody else does something, like oh, the black guy, oh, black woman, oh, black child, right? But then you tell me it's not about race. It's not about race. No, it's not about race when you cover your race with labels and media bias. So the media explains it away, right? Explains it away. You know, he's from a good family, but he was having a hard time, you know, adjusting to, oh, college turned him into wild leftist ideology. He was indoctrinated, right? I mean, I hear this a lot. Every time some white person does something that, you know, they don't want to associate it with a community, then, you know, he was indoctrinated or he has a mental condition. You know what I mean? Shit. That used to be Marilyn Manson's fault. You feel me? I mean, motherfuckers addicted to pills and heroin and shit. And, you know, it's not their fault. You know, it's these pill mills. You know what I mean? They don't need jail. They need rehab. You know what I mean? It's always different. It's always looked at different. You know what I mean? The media even explains it different. You know what I mean? They deep dive into your background and show pictures of you when you was a kid smiling. You know, smiling on your birthdays, how you looked at that prom, how you looked in your school pictures and shit. They don't show your mugshot, right? I remember a couple years back, this black girl got stabbed at the train station or something like that, and they showed a picture of her on her with her cell phone gun case or some shit like that they had got off her for her social media or something. Right? They didn't show no glamour shot, you know, because you know, even though she was the victim in the media, she wasn't the right color, so she had to be the villain, even in death, because that's how our media goes. That's how media bias goes. So when people be like, "There's no racism, there's no favoritism, there's no privilege in my race," I mean, there's there's something in it because you are viewed different. You are looked at different. Even when you're wrong, you're right. And even when you're wrong to the point where they can't gloss over it or make you seem like the victim or make you appear to be right in a way, that you're either mentally ill or you was indoctrinated and you was just lost yourself because you need prayer in Jesus. Right? So it's different. So no matter what you do, it's looked at different. And it's gonna be framed different. And the story is gonna be different. It's not gonna be your fault, you know? It's not it's not a culture thing. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the whole white community. No, 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 no. It's just going to be you and whatever you have going on. You know what I mean? We're not going to drag the whole white community. We're not going to drag white America into what you have done and make it a white culture problem. No, 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 no. It's just you and whatever you had going on in your personal life, right? Trump dodging bullets because there was two assassination with that assassination attempt and then another one, another attempt at one, right? That's not a culture problem. You know, political violence is not a white culture problem. Alt-right is not a white culture problem. Hate speech. You know, no, 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 no. You know what I mean? Leftist antics. You know what I mean? That's a, that's everybody's problem. Everybody's problem. Yeah. Unless you're black, and then it's a black problem and a black culture problem. And if you're Jewish, it's not a problem at all. We're gonna not say anything, gloss over it, make an excuse, um, talk about the Holocaust, and excuse it. Pretty much. You know what I mean? See, I covers it. I covers it. uh, but yeah, man, which is crazy because even with, you know, you know, even though how I feel is that you shouldn't be killed for your rhetoric, and people shouldn't be able to use your death to push propaganda, to push agendas. You know what I mean? I mean, to totally gloss over what it was that you stood for in life. People shouldn't be able to take your legacy and change it to something that fits their agenda, or tangle and twist it up and make it something that it wasn't. You know what I mean? So people shouldn't be able to do that. If you wouldn't allow that in life, they shouldn't be able to do that in death. One thing I can say when it comes to this country, we are desensitized. We don't respect nothing. People don't respect the dead. They don't respect the living. So when people are using their First Amendment to voice their opinion, this is America. You can say whatever you want, right? Because you have the freedom of speech. Well, you used to. These last couple of years, that's been slowly taken away, right? I mean, but who cares about that? You know what I mean? It is what it is. As you look around, you start to realize that only a few have power in this country. Only a few have freedom in this country. Only a few can do and say, can do what they feel, say what they feel. Only a few has the right to that full privilege of the, or the, how am I gonna put this? You feel me? Everybody doesn't isn't entitled to their American dream or their American Constitution or the rights or human rights at that. Oh, I don't know. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's bias in the media because they want to tell you something to get you to look at and think certain things and look at it away. That's why the wordplay is what it is. The way they use words, the way that they frame a sentence, the way that they frame a story, right? Yeah, Malcolm X told you this a long time ago. I can't remember his exact words, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? How the media spins things. I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of it. Look it up, man. Look it up. I ain't gonna do everything for you. But you know what I mean?